So yes people, welcome back to another video. So today we've got another video, as I said, but at the moment I'm just made my breakfast and I'm watching the news because it's the American elections at the moment and Trump just gave some weird interviews. I'm just watching that. I've just made content for today and yes, I was going to have breakfast. I just saw, I think Sheldon Tweedy uploaded on YouTube, so I'm going to watch that, have my breakfast, and then I'll get into the main part of the video. So before I get into the video, excuse the black eye, like it was like a clash of heads on the weekend. Like I've gone after the header and I've won it, and then I followed through and just like headbutted the top of this guy's head, and like, my eyes all black, so excuse that. But today I'm going to talk about, like, we've already talked about this topic before kind of, so I'll leave a little tag thing, you can click and watch that video, then you can come back to this video. But basically we got a lot of requests to talk about what should like people aged around 16 do who aren't in an academy. So yeah, as I said before, we've kind of talked on this topic before, but I'll talk about it again. I'll try and give more detail. So I've got it all planned out here on this whiteboard, and then yeah, I'll just go through the points. Basically, if you're 16 and you're not in the academy, what we would do, what you should do, is just get into senior football as soon as possible. So that means just find a senior team local to you that plays at a decent level. Right, I'll talk about this later in the video, but the level that this team is at isn't the most important thing at this time. So the first thing is you just want to find a senior team and start training with them, and then eventually sign with a senior team. So that's the first thing you want to do. And then if you're based in England or the UK, there's a lot of like college schemes that are like 2 to 3 years for like 16 to 18 year olds, where like you train almost every day, you play on Wednesdays. So we would recommend joining one of them because it's good, because you get to play football, you get to train basically every day, but you also get an education as well of some sort. So we definitely recommend you doing that. And then next to that, sign for a senior team. So that can be a college scheme, and sign for a step 5 team. And then once you get into a senior team, you just want to build your connections, talk with all your teammates, all your coaches, because you never know who knows who, and especially in non-league and just the whole football world in general. It's a really small world, like you don't know who knows who. Like I've had coaches who have been pros at West Ham. I've known coaches whose brothers playing for QPR and things like this, but I never knew this. So like you never know who knows who, you never know whose brothers playing where. So just talk to everyone, get to know them, shake their hand, get their name, get their number, email address, whatever, and just build your connections. Because you never know, like down the road, how them connections can help you. So yeah, build up your connections in life and on social media. So I would say LinkedIn and Twitter are both huge for the football world. Like Twitter, everyone's tweeting about non-league, just about football in general. So yeah, LinkedIn and Twitter are huge. So yeah, so get into senior football, build up your connections. Then if you're interested in still getting education, then find a college scheme in the UK. That's for 2 to 3 years, and then next to that, find a senior team as well. Something I also recommend you doing is getting your coaching badges, because it's also a great way to learn more about the game, and because like you learn so much when you teach. But the other thing is that whilst getting your coaching badges and coaching and whatnot, that's another opportunity to build your network, gain connections. So I definitely recommend you doing your coaching badges. 1, because it's a great way to learn about football, but 2, it's also a great way to grow your connections and gain a bigger network. Definitely get your coaching badges, and I also recommend you getting a part-time job or a job just to save up money, because after you build up all these connections and then you're finding opportunities here and there, you're going to need money for travel, maybe need to sleep in a hotel, things like this. So I definitely, even if it's like just 2 days a week in a shop, whatever, but it's an easy way to save money. And I obviously try and save as much as you can, because for these opportunities you are going to need money. If you do your coaching badges, then that part-time job can be coaching. So instead of having to work in a shop for like 4 hours twice a week. You can hold a few sessions. You can even advertise your own one-to-one coaching business as like a side hustle. But yeah, I would say the important thing is saving as much money as you can, because you never know, these opportunities might be abroad. Buy a plane ticket, hotel for 2 nights, and that all that costs money. So unless you have someone who's going to pay all that for you, then you should definitely get a part-time job or a job and just save as much as you can. Another thing that I recommend you doing, say you sign for a senior team at step 3. Most step 3 teams, they train Tuesday, Thursday, then game on Saturday. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday that you have free where you could train. And there's so many like under 23 academies, under 21 academies, teams like that who train almost every day. So if you can find a team or teams near you who train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, email them, contact them, just say, like, I don't want anything, I don't want any kit, I don't want to get your team, I just want to train. Teams will almost 100% appreciate extra people at training, because it helps them as well, and it can help you for you keeping fit and training every day. You just want to get as much training as possible, but without overworking your body, because playing for 2 teams, training a lot, you can overwork your body and get injured. So you need to manage your workload, recover a lot, and make sure you're eating very well, get enough recovery, and get enough sleep in, and things like this. You just want to be proactive in researching trials and opportunities, because there's so many companies or pages online who are sharing trials, opportunities. Teams are looking for this sort of player, that sort of player, 2-day trial, 5-day trial, like, especially on LinkedIn. If you have the right connections, your timeline is going to be full of opportunities, trials, teams looking for players. So you just want to be proactive, always on the lookout. Make sure you follow the right sort of pages on social media, always growing your connections on social media. As I just said, you really want to focus on following the right pages on social media. Like, there's a few pages on Twitter who are always tweeting about opportunities, about trials, things like this. So you want to make sure that you're following the right accounts online so that you are aware of all these opportunities there are about. I said earlier in the video, like, you want to join a senior team as soon as possible. And when I say this, you don't want to focus too much on what level they're playing at. You just want to focus on finding a team where you will get the opportunity to play a lot, get as much minutes as you want. Because the worst thing for a 16 to 18-year-old is to join a senior team and spend the whole season on the bench. Like, you've trained with them, yeah, that's okay, but you haven't gained any game experience, and that's what you really want, and that's what stands out. If you're a 16, 17-year-old and you've got 1 season, 2 seasons under your belt at a senior level, your CV will stick out massively. So don't focus too much on the level. Obviously, you don't want to go down to like Sunday League or whatever, but you want to focus on growing and finding an okay level. But you want to focus more on finding a team where you feel comfortable, you feel confident, and that you're not promised game time, because that's basically impossible, because it's up to you to work hard and get that game time. But you want to find a place where you'll get the opportunity to fight fairly for that game time and just get as much minutes as possible in a senior team. Whilst doing all of this, a lot of teams obviously film their games, but if not, just get a friend, get a family member, get a neighbour just to come around, pay them £20 if you can, and just to film your matches, so that you can build up your highlights video. Because if you want to if you want to search for opportunities down the road, or you want to contact agents or anything like this, like, they're going to ask for 99% of the time, 100% of the time, they're going to ask for a CV. 99% of the time, they're going to ask for a highlights video, and like 50% of the time, they're going to ask for a transfer market page. A transfer market page is a completely different topic, and it's a bit of a weird one, because some agents like say that it's a must, but the actual truth is teams don't care what your transfer market page says, or if you have one, if you don't. It's just a thing with agents, and it is what it is. If you have one, then great. But yeah, as I said, you just want to build on getting good professional highlights video and editing a professional CV, which is really easy. If you need help with any of this, you can just contact us on Instagram, and we'll get it all done for you. But just get as much match clips, because in your highlights video, a lot of people think that they can add trailing clips into their highlights video, and I mean, you probably can, but it's not the best. You want to get match clips, like clips from your matches. So yeah, just get anyone to film your matches. Obviously, if your club doesn't record your games, if your club does record the games, then be sure to ask your club for the whole clip or the whole video of the game, and then you can just edit out your best bits. So yeah, you want to make sure to build a professional looking highlights video and CV. So it's been a really busy day. I've just been sorting out my car insurance, stuff like that. I've been there all day waiting queues for and stuff like that. I'm just cooking lunch. We're training in like three hours. So yeah, I'm just gonna have lunch and then get ready for training. So I'm just editing this video right now, and you've probably just seen the part where I'm doing the ball mastery bit at home. And if you want to see the whole training session, be sure to check out our TikTok page, and it'll be the first link in the description of this video. So yeah, if you want to see the whole training session, just click the link and it will take you straight to the video. That is it for today's video. So if you enjoyed it, if you have any questions, if there's anything that I wasn't clear on, just leave a comment below and we'll get back to you. If you've got any like requests or ideas for what we should make our next video on, again, leave a comment below. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.